Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Handoff. This video is going to be hopefully pretty quick, but I just wanted to provide a quick update around two accessibility certifications that I'm currently going to be pursuing over the next few months. So I just wanted to share some of the things I've learned so far, and also wanted to share with my listeners that over the next few months, I'm going to be creating more videos and a multi-part series documenting my journey pursuing the IAAP, CPACC, and the Web Accessibility Specialist certifications. So IAAP stands for the International Association of Accessibility Professionals, and the CPACC, which is spelled CPACC, actually stands for the Certified Professional in Accessibility Core Competencies. Try saying that 10 times fast. So I realized not many other designers or people interested in accessibility actually have these certifications, and I suspect that's going to change over the next few years, especially as accessibility gets bigger and there's more laws and regulations in the space. But I quickly just wanted to share 3 reasons why I am pursuing these certifications and why you might consider them as well. So 1, I currently work for an accessibility company. And one of the things that I really care about after joining this company and learning more about accessibility is being able to be knowledgeable in the way that I speak to others, in the way that I talk about accessibility, and also how I want to share some of these insights and educate others about the space. My master's program, my company, and a lot of other resources and people that I know have gotten me up to speed with a lot of the concepts around accessibility and how I can become a more inclusive designer when I'm designing my applications and websites and anything that I build alongside others on my teams. But I'm hoping that this certification will help solidify a lot of that knowledge. So 2, I suspect accessibility is going to become more and more popular and more of a hot topic over the next few years, especially because laws and regulations are starting to get more stringent. Governments and countries are starting to enforce a lot of these laws, and that's what I've essentially seen over the past few years, that accessibility is going to become more important. And as designers, as people who work with digital products and interact with a lot of the things that are built and these things that we push out into the market, I think it's important for designers, developers, and anyone who's working in this sphere to be knowledgeable about accessibility so that we can make better experiences that are more inclusive and more accommodating, and as a result, more accessible. So 3, accessible design is good design. As someone who designs digital applications and products, I find it hard to call myself a designer if I'm not advocating for the end user and considering some of the implications of my decisions on marginalized populations or those with disabilities. Especially because I want to gain a holistic understanding of what I'm doing as a designer, I think accessibility is really one of those core foundational pieces of what it means to be a designer. So we talked a lot about the why. Let's now talk about the what. So I'm studying for 2 certifications, both from the IAAP, the International Association of Accessibility Professionals. I keep having to look over here because these acronyms are so awful and so hard to remember. So if you're watching this, IAAP, please rename your acronyms or make them easier to understand, because I'll definitely forget. I'm sure everyone else will as well. So the first certification I'm studying for is the CPACC, or the CPACC. That stands for the Certified Professional in Accessibility Core Competencies. And the IAAP says that you need to study between 5 to 10 hours each week for around 6 to 8 weeks. But I'm hoping that that's going to be a little lower for me, especially because I'm coming from a background where I know a bit about accessibility already and I work for a company that's in the space. I definitely recommend the CPACC if you're someone who's not going to be working with the technical side of things, but want an understanding of accessibility. So if you're not a developer or you're not a designer and you're not going to be building or working in the weeds of the things that you're going to be building, this is probably one of the better certifications, because so far what I've covered is very, very high level. It tells you about the different types of disabilities out there, how you can accommodate people with disabilities, some of the different models of understanding it, and just really high level information around the accessibility space. According to the IAAP, the certification is actually the ideal credential for those who manage and support accessibility, but may not personally design, implement, or evaluate the technical details of accessible solutions. So in contrast, if you are interested in evaluating the technical details of accessibility and the solutions that you're building, the other certification I'm going to be talking about is probably more relevant for you. So that one is called the WAS, or the WAS, and that stands for the Web Accessibility Specialist. And this one is definitely more technical and probably requires some sort of understanding of code. So there's, in the rubric, there's actually some information around the HTML content, the CSS content, and the JavaScript content that you're going to be interacting with. So if you're someone who's going to be working with developers, or if you have a stake in the product development lifecycle and you care more about building and maintaining digital products that are accessible, this is probably the certification for you. So according to the IAAP's website, if you're interested in pursuing this, the WAS, or the Web Accessibility Specialist certification, helps you evaluate the accessibility of existing web content in accordance with WCAG and other technical standards and guidelines to provide recommendations. So especially for me, because I come from more of a web background and I have some development experience, I'm hoping that getting this certification will help me and my developers and anyone at work build and maintain more accessible solutions, because that's something I always want to get better at. So with that, I hope you can follow me along on my journey to get these two certifications. Over the next few months, as I study for both the CPACC and the WAS, I am going to update my channel and give new content around some of the things that I'm learning as part of my certification, and also share my journey of how long it's taken me and some of the things that I'll recommend you so that you can pass these certifications if you're interested. If you've taken the certification, or if you have thoughts around what I've talked about in this video, feel free to leave a comment down below and click the subscribe button to stay up to date with any new things that I'm going to be putting out. So with that, really appreciate your time checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.